I have a pretty good pipeline, getting a lot of requests for proposals,
Okay.
good conversations. I send out the power email with the request, and then the number one response, I'm like going through my CRM, and it's like, hey, great conversation. Your proposal looks great. And then all of a sudden now they're not ready. Oh, but we're not ready to go to Japan, or we don't have the budget. And it was
Okay.
like, we just had this, all these conversations, right?
Yep.
You wanted a proposal. Now, and so then I'm going through the complaints, objections training, and I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. I'm like, okay, fair enough, understand. And then I said, does it make sense? Blah. And it's usually, call me back, or not call me back because it's by email now, right? It's like, well, circle back in 6 months.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. So I don't get the chance to ask to go through that 8-step complaint thing, where it's like, hey, because it's by email. So what am I doing wrong here?
And you might not need to, because they're essentially blowing you off. They're saying they're not really having any objections or any complaints about your pricing, the engagement, your product, your solution, your service. They're saying, we've changed. I think they're lying a little bit, but they're saying, we've changed. We're not going to Japan. We're not improving our roof. We don't need to monitor our equipment, whatever it is that any of us sell, right? It's not just Chris with his management consulting. This works for all of us. We get, I'm not doing it now, okay? This is where, if you've slowed down in the beginning and say things like, in your case, Chris, what's your biggest reason for needing to enter the Japanese market? We've got some legacy products here in the US that have really kind of tapped out on their life cycle and market share. There's really no more of them that we can sell here, but we feel like Japan is an untapped market for us. When you say untapped market, how much more do you think you could do? We believe we could probably sell in the neighborhood of 17 million in additional revenue with this legacy product that we have if we can get it into Japan. Right now, in the essence of answering your question, I'm going to slow down, but I'm going to speed up, but I could hang out in there a lot. Now when they say, I'm not going to Japan, now you can use your NOS, which in the Fast and the Furious is nitrous oxide, and you want to just make the deal go fast, right, and blow right past the competition. It's not nitrous oxide, it's your net outcome statement. Hey, we're not going to Japan. We're tabling this thing until 2031. No problem, makes perfect sense. Hey, I will be here when you need to recapture that additional 17 million in top line revenue out of that product that is already sunsetted here in the US, and we can't seem to squeeze another dollar out of it here in the United States. Fair enough? And now all of a sudden that person's like, crap, he just reminded me of my reason for doing it in the first place. Now, okay, you're gonna find that those deals are gonna unlock, and they're gonna unlock sooner. If they don't, it's better for you to know this now and give them the net outcome statement now, because if they're literally locked in not doing anything until December of 2029, better to just put them in your sustainable pipeline, right? And put them in a drip, because nothing you could have said, there's no sales talk that's going to trump their reason for wanting to do it. So if you can figure that out in the beginning, you can be cool, calm, and collected, no problem. Hey, I'll be here when you need to get away from that neighbor that's a complete disaster and the taxes there in California, and get yourself on a beach there in Florida, avoiding those property taxes and not having to deal with, what did you say her name was? Patty? Crazy Patty? Oh my God, yeah, we can't stand her. Yeah, I'll be here when you're ready to get away from it. Right? A week later, you know what? We've changed our mind. We're moving is back on the table, right? She just parked her RV in our front lawn. And the cops aren't coming. Like, you have to remind them of their reason for doing something when somebody blows you off. So that's and then re-enter the deal later. Come back a couple weeks later. Come back with another insight later. But when they say we're blowing it off, we're waiting, we're delaying, or we're not doing it all together, your answer is no problem. I'll be here when you need blank, and not your solution. Not I'll be here when you need software. Not I'll be here when you need consulting. Right? I'll be here when you need to increase top line revenue by an extra 17 million without having to put new products here in the United States marketplace. Right? Now they go into a meeting, they're like, yeah, we do need money. Let's revisit the whole Japan thing, if that makes sense.